So good to see you everyone. So now we're going to have a presentation on the unequal city and the aging population and income inequality in Hong Kong. So now in this story map, we're going to find out the correlation between the aging population and the income inequality in Hong Kong. So now we shall have a introduction on the background information for the aging population and the income inequality respectively. So now you can see due to the decreased fertility rate and the increased lifespan expectancy, the aging population problem is irreversible. So you can see from this year, 2001 and to 2021, the proportion of the people aged 65 or above had actually keeps increasing. So it's upward trend here. So even though in terms of the income inequality, the Gini coefficient is one of the most common indicator for measurement. So you can see that in this 10 years from 2011 to 2021 is remain on a high level is around 0.4. So you can see that the income gap between in Hong Kong so is still very wide. So until now, the aging population and income inequality have been brought to the public spotlight. Many people concerned, including me. So there's a growing concern that this true problem will not be elevated in a short period of time. So many of us are finding the solution to this two problems. So now we're going to have a research question: is that do the aging population and the income inequality have a positive correlation? So let's go through on some literature review. So the relationship between the aging population and the income inequality has been revealed in also some research. Some of them mentioned is that the aging population and income inequality coexist, and while some other found that the aging population may be one of the reasons behind the income inequality or dispersion. So the reason why the aging population can lead to a widened income gap or income inequality is because the elderly are mainly retired and they have no employment income, and so they are mainly rely on government support or assistance. So and also a lot of them are remaining single. So the proportion of one person or two-person households increases, and the households with fewer persons usually have fewer working members and also lower income household. So yes, as well as I mentioned, is that this household composed of mainly elderly retirees, so they may receive financial assistance from the family members not living with them or just from the government. So the increase of the proportion of this household will cause greater income inequality. So it is believed that the income inequality and the aging population have positive correlation. So let's go on the methodology. I will introduce how do we go on this analysis. So in this study, we're going to between the income inequality and also the aging population. So now we shall define some of the few terms is that elderly refer to the person age 65 or above, while the low income household are supposed to be those households with the monthly income with less than 50% of the median income, but due to the data availability, so we define them as the household with monthly income less than 20,000. So the data will be gathered from the Central and Statistics Department and also the ArcGIS, so we can find out the proportion of the low income household, the elderly and the single persons, and two-person household in each small TPU. So calculate this ratio so that we can find out is that the proportion of the elderly, the low income household, and single persons and two-person household in all TPU. So we can interpolate points, and then we can define them this TPU with two classes from 0 to 4, the lowest proportion and the highest proportion. So we can construct the map and then to find out the pattern of these three elements. So the first is the map analysis. So you can see this for the first map, you can see that the TPUs with high number of low income household. So you can see that for the class 3 and the class 4, those will tend to dip in brown. So you can see that mostly located at Lantau Island, the Kowloon Peninsula, and also you can see some of them is the northern New Territories, while the others like the New Towns area, then the Hong Kong Island, so mainly the fewer lower income townhomes. While when we talk about the distribution of the elderly, you can see that major of the elderly households located also in the Kowloon Peninsula, and also some of them are in the northern Hong Kong Island. So you can see that makes the located at those early developed area. So while that's okay, you can see that for the distribution of one person and two-person household, you can see that there are more average in a dispersion. You can see that no matter in the new towns, and so the Lantau Island, or even in the northern parts of Hong Kong Island, there's many one person and two-person household, and they have a high proportion of them. So in map 4, you can see that it's a combines the map 1 and the map 2, so we can see that the pattern. So you can see that for the low income household and the elderly, so a lot of the part they overlap. So which means is that on the map we can show that they have a positive correlations between the proportion of low income households and the elderly proportion and the elderly population. So even in the map bar, we can see that when we overlap the map 1 and the map 3, which is the low income household and also the one with single persons and two-person household, you can see that the proportion is also, most of them are also overlap. So especially those in dark or brown area. So which means is that also both of them. So which means also the number of household members and the income inequality, also there is a relations there. Fewer members to greater income inequality. So for the results, we can see that which somehow prove those points in the literature review. So you can see that especially from the first one, we can see that it is the more the elderly and the more the low income household, as we mentioned, is that most of the elderly are economically inactive. So they just receive little income and they also rely on financial assistance from the government. So and also there is that the aging population will lead to a wider income gap. So especially we can see that when there's a large increase in the proportion of small side households, which only compensating the members only age 65 or above, the income gap will also be widened. So in conclusion, we can see that there's always a going concern about the aging population and income inequality. So in this research, we find out is that yes, somehow the aging population can be the contributing factor to the income inequality, and also there is a positive correlation between the aging population and the income inequality. So this is and we hope that the government can solve the problem just doing by step, and I hope it can just reverse the whole trend of it. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.